Ayan, gold afternoon as we'd like to say here in our province of Davao de Oro. A golden day to all of our Davaoan youths, ang rehiyon ng Davao. Alright, and we're welcoming all of you to our Nature Ready Earth Day 2022, ready to take a step to save Mother Earth, a call for climate action webinar campaign. Alright, so first things first, now before we proceed to our event proper, we are encouraging our viewers, participants for this afternoon's webinar campaign to please fill in the attendance link that has been provided dito sa comment section natin sa Facebook Live. And also, we're encouraging all of you to like and follow our Facebook page, DepEd Tayo Youth Formation Davao Region. So yan, give our page some love by following and liking. Again, that is DepEd Tayo Youth Formation Davao Region. All right. Once again, we're welcoming everyone to our Nature Ready 2022 webinar campaign. All right. So once again, we are requesting all of our participants to please fill out the attendance link na binigay namin sa inyo. I believe nandiyan na yan sa ating comment section sa ating Facebook Live para makapag-register kayo to be part of the Nature Ready campaign. Okay, so at this point, we will be proceeding with our program proper, which will be the reading of the rationale. Presidential Proclamation number 1481 declares the 22nd of April as Earth Day. Every year is a cause to create awareness and give importance in celebrating the planet's clean natural resources. In recent years, global climate change has been apparent with the changing and rising temperature of the planet, with human emissions of greenhouse gases and fast consumption of natural resources. This has caused a shift of warming of the atmosphere and seas, decreasing snow and ice, rising sea levels, and changes in rainfall patterns and climate extremes, making it as consequences of global warming. Such consequences are lethal to the future generations as they will be the ones who will be affected on a deeper, much greater scale in terms of health, resources, and habitat. Which is why taking care and giving importance to the environment is a big responsibility of the present generation, as this is no longer a concern of just small-scale organizations, but to everyone. With advocating towards this cause, the Regional Federated Supreme Student Government of Region 11, Davao Region, has come up with a display picture blasting on Facebook, which ginawa na natin on April 22, and also this webinar campaign entitled Nature Ready, a Call for Climate Action 2022, as part of further advocating awareness towards the youth of Davao Region in making importance of taking care of the environment. All right, so that was the rationale for today's webinar campaign. No? So once again, to all of our participants, a gold afternoon, a golden day to the region of Davao. All right, so guys, we will be moving on sa next natin na topic, no, which is the environment conservation and preservation. So this will be discussed to us by the SSG advisor and also a senior high school special science teacher 1 from Mabini National High School, Davao City Division, Sir Renz Angelo D. Calzada. All right, Sir Jello is already here. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Hi, good afternoon, Miss Kim, and of course, good afternoon to all who are watching our live stream right now, to all the students, student leaders, and to all the Davaoan youths watching right now. Ayan, good afternoon to all of you. Okay, so
Ayan. All right. So how are we feeling today po, Sir Jello?
okay naman. And actually, I really felt honored and privileged to be invited as one of the speakers this afternoon. Kasi, this type of webinar is really timely and relevant. Should not only be taught every time there's a celebration about Earth Day or Zero Waste Month. It should be discussed and talked every day because, the effects of climate change and global warming, we are experiencing it day by day. And as from time to time, the effect is really, gumagrabe siya. So kailangan we really have to raise awareness, and as much as possible, we need to take an action to combat it.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Jello. Let's begin. Let's begin with the discussion for the environment, conservation, and preservation. Take the floor, Sir Jello.
And thank you so much, Miss Kim. And of course, once again, good afternoon to all the people, to the students, to the Davao Wen youths who are watching right now our live stream at the Regional Federated Supreme Student Government or the DepEdTA Youth Formation Division Region 11 or Davao Region. Ayan, good afternoon. And of course, courtesy to our Regional Director, Dr. Alan G. Farnazo, and of course to our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Maria Ines C. Asuncion. And of course, shout out to our Regional Federated President, Regional Federated Supreme Student Government President, Sir Clifford James L. Danduan, and of course to the Regional Federated Supreme Student Government Advisor, Mr. Markin Lucy Manpawa. Ayan, thank you so much for inviting me this afternoon. Just what I've said, it is such an honor and it is such a privilege to be invited as one of the speakers for this afternoon's webinar. Ayan, and of course, I would like to introduce myself. I am Renz Angelo D. Calzada. I am a senior high school special science teacher from the National High School Division of Davao City. Ayan, shout out to my SSG officers and to all my colleagues there at Mabini National High School. Ayan, and so for this afternoon, I am tasked to discuss about the environmental conservation and preservation. Hopefully that the students and to all the people who are watching our stream right now to listen carefully. I will be throwing questions later on, so hopefully that you try to be cooperative, participative by commenting your answers on the chat box of our live stream. Ayan, so let us start. Naayos na rin. Okay. So once again, our topic is all about the environmental conservation and preservation. And let me present to you our discussion outline for this afternoon. There are questions here, and this will be our guide questions as we have our discussion this afternoon with regards to my topic. Number one, what is environmental conservation and preservation? And we will also try to differentiate the two later on. Ano ba ang kaibahan ng conservation at preservation? Second question is, why is there a need to conserve and preserve the environment? Okay. Number three, what are the existing movements in environmental conservation and preservation? And the last question that we have here, what are the ways for us to conserve and protect our environment? Ayan naman, let us begin with our first question for today's discussion. And that is, what is environmental conservation and preservation? Para sa mga students na nanonood ngayon this afternoon, for your, sa inyong kaalaman, what do you think is the meaning of environmental conservation and preservation? For sure, you are very familiar with these terms kasi if I'm not mistaken, when you were still in grade 7, you were able to discuss these things, di ba? So for sure, you have already an idea. So sige nga, i-comment nyo dyan sa inyong chat, i-comment nyo sa chat box tapos let us try to check later on, okay? Okay, so now let us try to define what's the difference or what is environmental conservation and preservation. So most people, they have a notion na parang magkapareho lang itong conservation and preservation. They thought that they are synonymous, pero actually they differ in terms of their definition or in terms of their meaning. So unahin natin sa environmental conservation. So when we say environmental conservation, that is an act to protect the environment through the responsible use of natural resources. We all know that the Philippines has been very lucky that, we are blessed with very abundant natural resources. And we're enjoying that right now, especially that, we are an archipelago. We are composed of an approximately 1,000 islands. And thus we have these land resources and water resources that we enjoy. At syempre, we located in the tropical region of the earth. Kaya naman, sobrang blessed tayo na madami tayong mga natural resources. Kaya lang, as time goes by, parang merong nagkaka-problema tayo in terms of the management of these natural resources that we have here in our country. Kumbaga, there is no parang nagka-problema in terms of the proper allocation of these natural resources. So for sure, the senior high school students, especially the ABM and gas students, they can relate to this topic when it comes to defining what economics is about, diba? It's about proper allocation of the resources. Ayan. So, parang nagkaroon na problema. That's why there is really a need now, or there's urge of raising awareness about environmental conservation for us to, to have a sustainable usage, responsible usage of these natural resources that are present in our country, which is the Philippines. Okay? That environmental conservation. Kasi hindi naman gustuhin na in the near future, yung mga next generations, they cannot enjoy what we are enjoying right now. So, hindi tayo papayag ng ganun. Baka ngayon, we're inhaling oxygen, pero baka sa near future, baka bibilhin ng oxygen. So, ayaw nating mangyari yun. That's why we really have to conserve our environment, or there's an awareness when it comes to environmental conservation. Kapag sinabi natin environmental preservation, ibang usapan naman din ito. It is an act of protecting the environment from harmful human activities. So kapag sinabi natin preservation, as much as possible, a certain environment, hindi natin siya gagalawin. Okay? So let's have an example. Let's say there is an animal, a certain species, and it is categorized as endangered. Okay? Endangered species siya. Tapos isa sa mga major reasons bakit endangered siya is because nasira ang kanyang natural habitat. Okay? So, for us to resolve that one and to increase the number of these endangered species, so kailangan we have to retain, maintain, and let is at is lang muna kung ano yung habitat nila. Kailangan hindi natin siya galawin. It should be, discouraged from being influenced from human activities para to encourage the increase of number or the reproduction of these, endangered species. So that is an example of environmental preservation from the term preserve. Okay? So let me give you another example for the environmental conservation and environmental preservation. Let's begin with environmental conservation. Here's an example. Conserving a forest typically involves sustainable logging practices to minimize deforestation. Ayan. So we all know that there are legal or there are laws pertaining to, cutting of trees to be, these trees to be logged. And of course, hindi naman pwedeng hindi tayo gagamit ng mga kahoy, syempre. So of course, the government should regulate, the cutting of trees or the logging, especially na merong mga ibang illegal loggers, putol lang ng putol, which is really not good for the environment, especially sa ating mga forest. Kukunti na lang ang forest natin dito sa Philippines. Kaya naman, our campaign in terms of preserving and conserving these forests that we have here is really strong. Kaya naman si government maglalagay ng mga regulations. For example, there is a limit in terms of the number of trees na pwedeng i-cut, o di kaya when it comes to, yung pagkuha ng mga permit, kasi hindi ka naman basta-basta makakaputol. So maghingi ka ng permit sa, let's say sa DENR or in the locality of that certain place where the environment or the forest is located, o di kaya hindi muna puputulin yung mga bagong tubo lang ng mga trees, no? Yun lang mga muna, yung parang yung mga medyo matanda na. O di kaya, if you cut trees, then you really have to replace it, magtatanim ka. So those are some of the regulations that the governments are imposing right now to conserve our trees in certain forests that we have here in the Philippines. You know what? Bakit kailangan may conservation in terms of, the forests and the trees that we have here right now? Kasi most of these are located in the highlands, di ba? Tapos, most of the urbanized cities are located here in the lowlands at malapit din sa mga coastal areas. So kapag merong malakas na ulan, let's say a strong typhoon, baka, yung mga na-experience natin ngayon na nagla-landslide, malalakas na baha or flooding, what we could prevent sana yan kung we could have planted so much trees in, in these highlands o di kaya hindi natin puputulin yung mga trees, di ba? Kasi these trees are responsible for the absorption of water. So yan siya. So that is an example for environmental conservation. Ito namang environmental preservation, an example here is that would involve setting aside part or even all the forest from human development. Bakit merong mga pagkakataon na kailangan i-set aside ang isang forest, hindi siya gagalawin away from any human development or let's say human activities? Kasi there could be instances that the presence of these forests could greatly impact sa mga living organisms that are living in that certain forest o di kaya to the human, especially the needs of the human. Madami tayong needs: water, shelter, clothing, let's say medicine o di kaya different technologies. Most of the things that we'll be needing for those needs to be available is nanggagaling mismo sa environment. Kaya naman there are instances that we try to preserve certain forests, especially na kukonti na lang forest natin. Diba? So that is environmental preservation. Okay, let me proceed to the next slide. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. Why is there a need to conserve and preserve the environment? O bakit nga ba may need to conserve and preserve the environment? Hindi ba pwedeng I don't want to participate, si government na lang ang bahala niyan. So pwede ba yung ganun? Well, let's try to go back to the definition of environmental conservation. Just like what I've said a while ago, it is an act to protect the environment through the responsible use of natural resources. Wala namang mali kung gagamit tayo ng natural resources kasi isa yan sa mga pangangailangan natin from day to day. Tama? Pero kailangan nating i-apply ang konsepto ng sustainability. Ano ba yun? From the word sustainable, the natural resources will be used in a manner that will meet the present-day needs for the resources without jeopardizing the supply of the resources for future generations. As much as possible, we should not exploit the natural resources that we have right now. Kumbaga, we should the government should implement certain management ways on how to make these resources available for everyone at hindi rin siya ma-deplete or mauubos. Kasi baka pagdating ng panahon, yung mga future generations, wala na silang mga resources na ini-enjoy natin ngayon. Let's say, for example, the fishes. O diba, yung mga fishes, we try to catch them, especially yung mga malaking mga companies, they fish huge number of fishes. Pero of course, the government is regulating. No? There is a season kung kailan pwedeng mag-fish. There are a certain volume of fishes na huhulihin. Meron ding certain types of fishes na pwedeng huhulihin. So ayan siya. Those are some of the regulations that the government made. Kasi kung walang regulation, huli na ng huli, baka umabot tayo sa point na maubos ang certain species ng isda na kinakain natin. Pagdating ng panahon, in the next generations, these fishes can only be seen in the pictures na lang. Diba? Ayaw nating mangyari yun. So that's why, if we do environmental conservation, kaakibat niyan ang sustainability. We have to be sustainable in terms of the usage of our natural resources. Okay? So let me proceed to the next slide. Okay, so we have here some factors affecting environment. So bakit nga ba mas napalakas pa ang ang urge or ang advocacy or raising awareness in terms of environmental conservation? It is because of these factors affecting the environment. The first factors that we have here is the natural factor. Ang ibig sabihin yan, example of that are volcanic eruption, earthquake. So those are some of the natural factors. They do have effect in the environment, but we consider it as wala ganong epekto o don't have big and long-term effect to the environment. Actually, it is a natural phenomenon, and if it happens, then the earth can adjust to it, or it can heal itself out of these natural phenomenon or these natural factors that we have identified. Ano nga ba yung may pinakamalaking epekto talaga, may malaking threat sa ating environment? So let's try to identify that one. Ano ba yun? Do you have an idea? Okay, that is the artificial factors. So kapag sinabi natin artificial factors, so therefore these are man-made. These are products out of the man-made activities. So we have an example here, deforestation. Ayan. Kaya nga may mga regulations tayo in terms of cutting trees, di ba? In the forest, in the highlands, sa mga bukid. Kasi kapag naputo ito, di ba, another way also of clearing up the forest is through kaingin system. The government is really discouraging to do that one kasi mawawala ang sobrang huge number of trees sa ating mga forest, sa mga bukid, at gaya ng sabi ko kanina, kung wala ng mga trees, then there will be no one who will absorb the water, supposedly kapag malakang ulan during a strong typhoon para hindi bababa sa mga lowlands. Meron mang bababa pero a very very minimal amount lamang and it will not cause flood. Since pinutol na lahat, nakalbo na ating kagubatan, nakalbo na ang mga bukid, so therefore these water will go now to these lowland areas, especially that most of the cities, especially urbanized cities, have you noticed that one? Nasa mababang lugar, Davao City, Cagayan de Oro, cities in Metro Manila, nasa lowland yan sila. Kaya naman kapag babaha, or let's say there is a strong rain or typhoon, ayan, magkukos kaagad ng flood. At dahil wala nang magkuhold ng soil, it will cause first is flash flood, pangalawa is landslide, di ba? Kaya naman, there is really a need for us to replenish all the trees that we are cutting. Kung nakalbo na ang ating kagubatan, kailangan we really have to make an action, to plant more trees para maiwasan natin ang ganung mga circumstances. Aside from flooding, landslide, alam niyo ba that the tree is one of the major or nag-iisa lang siya, the natural machine that can combat global warming? Bakit ko nasabi that the tree is the natural machine? When we say global warming, it is the sudden heating of the temperature of Earth. Merong exact na temperatura talaga ang Earth, pero nowadays nag-i-increase ang temperature ng ating planeta or the Earth. And hindi siya maganda para sa ating planet kasi gaya ng sabi ni Sir kanina, the what you call it, the icebergs, the ices in the North and South Pole could be melted. And mamelt yun sila, ang mangyayari is magtataas or tataas ang level ng seas. Kapag tataas ang level ng karagatan, anong mangyayari? Most of the lowlands, yung mga malalapit sa coastal areas, they will be covered with water. Okay? So anong mangyayari sa mga maninirahan doon? So most probably they will be forced to evacuate. What will happen to their properties, diba? So that's only one of the effects of global warming and climate change. So ang kinalaman ni tree, alam nyo ba that one of the greenhouse gases, natural talaga na merong carbon dioxide. Noon pa man may carbon dioxide, kaya naman may atmosphere. At itong tinatawag na greenhouse effect is natural lamang. Kasi kung walang greenhouse gases, walang greenhouse effect, hindi masyadong malamig ang ating planet. So pasalamat tayo that the presence of the greenhouse gases are on our atmosphere. Kaya lang due to the people's activity, there is an increase in the production of carbon dioxide, which is a molecule papunta sa ating atmosphere. Hindi lang carbon dioxide ang nire-release or hindi lang carbon dioxide ang greenhouse gas. Meron din tayong methane, meron din tayong nitrous oxide, meron din tayong ozone. So those are some of the greenhouse gases. Pero most of the time, people emit more carbon dioxide and this carbon dioxide absorbs heat. Okay? Kung masyadong madami ang carbon dioxide, masyadong marami ang mag-absorb ng heat. Kapag umabot na siya sa level na hindi niya kaya yung absorption of heat, ano ang gagawin ni carbon dioxide? He will release those heat pabalik sa Earth, ano mangyayari? So that's the time there is an increase of temperature. Okay? Kaya nagkakaroon ng warming and eventually it will be corresponded to climate change. At ano ang kinalaman ni tree as a natural machine? Ang ginagawa ni tree, he absorbs the carbon dioxide because kailangan ni tree si carbon dioxide in the process of photosynthesis. Diba? So during the photosynthesis, this carbon dioxide is being broken down, and then after that one, at the end product, isa sa mga byproduct ng photosynthesis is oxygen. And that oxygen is the one that we are breathing right now. Diba? So, kung mas madaming tree, edi sana mas madaming carbon dioxide ang maa-absorb ni tree. So baka mas maagapan pa natin ang global warming in the future. Ilan ba ang population ng tao dito sa Philippines? 'Di ba nasa tayo approximately 100 million? Sobrang dami. What if kada isa sa atin mag-plant ng tree? Eh di okay kaayo, 'di ba? So baka mas ma-lessen pa natin do hindi natin talaga masosolve ng tayo-tayo lang. It should be the cooperation of everyone, not only the Philippines, but also the cooperation of all the countries dito sa Earth. Kasi hindi lang man tayo ang nakaka-experience. And gaya ng sabi ni Sir kanina, sobrang konti lang nang ini-emit natin, di ba? Okay, so dami kong sinabi sa deforestation. Punta naman tayo sa population explosion o a sudden large increase in the population size. Bakit siya threat pagdating sa ating environment? Of course, kapag dadami ang number ng tao, that means kakailanganin ng another space for them to occupy. And the spaces that are only left, is ang mga forest natin, sa mga bukid. So baka umabot tayo sa point na those spaces will be occupied. Ano mangyayari? Mauubos ang mga pulin kasi they will be transformed into an industrialized and urbanized area. Ayaw nating mangyari iyon. So as much as possible, kung meron mang regulation in terms of what do you call this one? Regulating the population, parang ang hirap naman talaga. No? So talagang it is one of the threats of in the environment, okay, for it to be degraded. Okay? Third, we have here fast industrialization. The rapid growth of industries are leaving harmful effects on the human life by polluting water and air. Itong industrialization has been already present during in the 18th century. And it really helped a lot to the people, especially in the government, in terms of producing products easily, making lives easier. So madami siyang benefits sa mga tao. Kaya lang, we were not able to anticipate na meron din pala itong masamang epekto sa ating environment, especially in air and in water, pati rin sa land. Because it causes pollution. Okay? And kapag sinabi natin pollution, may tatlong klase yan. We have the land pollution, water pollution, air pollution. For the air pollution, okay, anong magiging epekto nito? Increase of what? Global temperature, global warming, because it is emitting gases that will contribute to the number of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Okay? And pwede ding the emitted gases could be harmful as we breathe it in our body. Diba? Baka magkaroon tayo ng disease when it comes to our respiratory system. How about in the water? Meron din kasing waste itong mga factories na i-release nila sa mga tubig. For example, meron silang kanal. Saan ba papunta ang kanal? Papunta sa ilog. Saan ba papunta ang ilog? Papunta sa dagat. So syempre, sino ang maaapektuhan? All the living organisms that are living in the water area, sa dagat, the fishes, and other sea creatures will be affected. Okay? There could be a possibility na ma-poison sila, mamatay, o kaya baka mag-evolve sila to something na mahirapan natin agapan. Okay, that is possible. And syempre, sino bang next na maapektuhan nito? The consumers. Tayo. People. If these fishes have ingested these harmful chemicals, tapos nakain natin sila, it could cause harm to us. Okay? So that is industrialization. Now let's proceed to the next slide. Okay? Parang meron, parang naglag yata siya. Okay? Okay, ayan. Next is unnecessary use of natural resources. Kaya naman gaya ng sabi ko kanina, kapag may pagkakataon ka na pwede mong hindi gumamit ng natural resources, hindi naman talaga necessary, kung hindi necessary talaga, huwag mo nang gamitin. For example, maglalaba ka, tapos yung gripo mo, yung tubig, lagi lang pirmi lang nag-awas. So, syempre, sayang ang tubig. We all know na hindi masyado, though we are abundant with water, pero may mga seasons na kukunti ang water. For example, during the drought season or dry season. So, syempre, kailangan natin i-conserve ang ating water, which is one of our natural resources. Aside from that, itong mga itong mga logs natin. So, syempre, kailangan we have to minimize the cutting of trees, gaya ng sabi ko kanina. Another is unplanned urbanization. Bakit ba delikado or harmful or may negative effect itong unplanned urbanization? Unplanned urbanization, ibig sabihin hindi na plano ng maayos. Kung hindi na plano ng maayos, it will give discomfort to the people living in that certain area or in that certain city. Let's say for example. And then, kung merong urbanization, kaya hindi siya na plano ng maayos, baka umabot sa punto na lahat ng mga trees puputulin. Kasi pag mayroong urbanization, of course, there is magpapatayo ng maraming infrastructures, big infrastructures, mga buildings. Saan yan ilalagay? Of course, sa lupa. Saan ba tumutubo ang mga tree? Siyempre sa lupa. So puputulin. So baka maaring iplano ng maayos, magbigay ng certain area kung saan where trees can be grown. O di kaya certain species of animals can enjoy their life, no? Kasi meron din kasing epekto kung lahat din ng mga animals that supposedly dyan nakatira, tapos we try to wash them out in that area, there is an effect, no? Siyempre, chain tayo eh. Kung meron mang kakulangan sa environment, parang domino effect yan. Maapektuhan din tayo mga people, human of course. Okay? So let me proceed to the next slide. Okay? Ayan. So gaya ng sabi ko kanina, ito, environment pollution. Ano nga ba ito, environment pollution? Alam niyo na to. Unwanted and harmful change surrounding atmosphere caused by natural or human activities. Itong environment pollution, noon pa talaga ito. Kahit pa nung na-remember ko when I was still in kindergarten, it has been discussed already. Hanggang sa tumanda na meron pa rin ito environment pollution. Pinaglaban pa rin natin. We try to avoid this one. Gumagawa tayo ng action. Pero what do we observe right now? Parang masala yata siya. Diba? Parang lumalala siya. And who to blame for this? No? Is it the people? Is it the government? Parang tayo yata lahat, no? Kasi kahit na this topic is being discussed from time to time, pero did we digest it? Have we able to digest it and, and reflect on the true meaning of this environment pollution? Are we aware that these pollution are present in our environment? Okay? Kapag hindi kasi natin ito malutasan, itong mga pollution natin sa environment, sa land pollution, water pollution, air pollution, it will cause degradation to the environment. Ano mangyayari? Mamamatay? There could be a possibility mamamatay ating mga animals. Baka maging na sila, endangered species. And kung mas lumala pa, maging extinct na sila. Okay? Baka may pagkakataon na masyadong, of course, itong pollution, these are, sub-causes pagdating sa tinatawag natin na global warming and climate change. And ayaw nating mas lumala pa itong mga bagay na to. Ito talaga yung pinaglalaban natin at this moment, no? Kasi ano daw yun? Pagdating ng 2030, ang level ng seas natin tataas. So anong mangyayari yan? So matatabunan yung mga lowland areas. and especially most na located sa lowland areas, mga cities, mga different municipalities. And aside from that, there is an increase in temperature. There could be a drought. At hindi lang drought. Pag climate change and global warming, strong typhoons will be produced also. So ayaw natin mangyari iyon. So as much as possible, kailangan natin agapan itong mga bagay na to. Kasi these environment pollution, it is affecting physical, chemical, and biological properties of natural resources. Okay? So now let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, for a while. So kumusta kayo dyan? Okay pa ba tayo? Ayan. So bakit ba merong need for conservation? Kasi there is an increase in human population which leads to increased demands for resources. Kung may increase ng population, mas dadami ang mga kailangan ng natural resources. So kailangan mas paigtingin pa natin ang environmental conservation natin. Kasi malabo naman talaga na maagapan natin ang pagdami natin, di ba? So we will really expect na dadami pa tayo in the coming years or in the coming decades. So of course the government should make ways, an effective management, effective way to sustain our environment or our natural resources. Destruction of natural resources grows along with increasing pollutions. So ayaw nating masira itong mga natural resources natin. Kaya man, as much as possible, tigilan na natin itong pag-release natin ng mga pollution sa ating kapaligiran. Kasi yun nga ang sabi ko kanina, baka kung ano yung ini-enjoy natin ngayon, hindi na ma-enjoy ng mga kabataan sa susunod na generations. And we don't want that to happen. Okay? And why is there a need for us to conserve? Because essential to conserve natural resources, number one, it maintains ecological balance. Magkakaroon ng balance, magiging normal ang lahat. Kasi kung may kulang, there's an imbalance and there is an effect. Hindi lang maliit na effect, kundi malaki na effect. Isa lang naman yung nawala. Isa lang naman yung parang pa-deplete na. Bakit tayo maapektuhan? Parang gaya ng sabi ko kanina, ang epekto sa ating environment ay parang domino. Mawala itong isa, lahat maapektuhan, especially us humans. And aside from that, why do we need to conserve our environment? Why is it essential for us to conserve our natural resources? It's because for us to save them for future generations. Yun talaga ang ating main purpose. Save the environment for them to be enjoyed by the future generations. Ayaw naman nating umabot tayo sa point na they will appreciate tiger in the picture na lang. Hindi na sila makakakita ng tigers in real life. O di kaya ng mga endangered species. Let's say for example, our sea turtles. Ayaw natin umabot sa ganung point, di ba? So syempre, kailangan nating pangalagaan ang ating kalikasan and there is a need for us to conserve our environment. Okay? Now let's proceed to the next slide. How about pagdating sa environmental preservation? Why is it important for us to preserve our environment? Okay, kanina pinag-usapan natin ang conservation. Ngayon naman ang preservation. Why is preservation necessary? So let me explain to you. In 1800s, the world's population was 1 billion people only. Today, it is over 7 billion and it continues to rise and increase in people means a greater demand for water, food, lumber, and other resources that come from natural environments. And increasing demand can deprive or can drive people to exploit resources even in regions well protected by preservation laws. Siyempre, itong mga environment na supposedly hindi dapat nating gagalawin, baka umabot sa point na magagalaw sila because there is a continuous increase in population. So sana naman, kaya naman sinusulong natin yung family planning kasi para mapagplanuhan talaga, di ba? Kasi ayaw naman siguro, sino bang gusto ng sobrang daming anak, like 12, 10, di ba? Mahirapan naman tayong buhayin yan. And it really, contribute a lot in terms of the population explosion. And it really affects a lot in terms of the allocation and the responsible use of our natural resources. Diba? Meron ako ibibigay na example sa inyo when it comes to the preservation of our environment. This is a, what do you call this one? A successful preservation. Let me read this one. Successful preservation efforts often rely on shared responsibility between communities, organizations, and governments and governance. In China, preserving the giant panda's habitat over the last decade has increased the panda population. As a result, in 2016, the panda was removed from the endangered species list and reclassified as vulnerable na lang. Diba? So ano yung preserve doon? The habitat or the natural habitat of the pandas were preserved. Bakit kailangan i-preserve? Para matanggal sa list ng endangered species itong mga pandas. Kasi before, gaya ng nakasa dito, they're endangered species. Pero in 2016, hindi na sila endangered species. They're only vulnerable na lang. So we are very happy, no? Na vulnerable na lang sila. That means there is an increase in their population. Okay? We are not only preserving the habitat or the natural environment of these pandas, but also we are preserving the pandas themselves. Okay? So that is an example of an environmental preservation. Ayan, next question. What are the movements in environmental conservation and preservation? Meron ba kayong mga nanonotice, especially when you scroll in Facebook, pag tingin niyo sa sa YouTube, or in Instagram, in different social media sites, have you noticed meron bang mga movements or mga awareness na ginagawa, especially si government? Siyempre meron. Kasi si government, meron siyang Department of Environment and Natural Resources na siyang nagbabantay and of course, preserving and conserving as well the natural resources or our environment here in the Philippines. So let me try to read this. The main strategy for protecting and conserving biodiversity in the Philippines is the establishment of an integrated protected area system or IPAS. Okay, this was promulgated or created by the Philippine government through the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. So ano nga ba ito? The IPAS was set up to protect and preserve a representative sample of all ecosystems and habitat types in the country, as well as their plant and animal species. So talagang there are identified environments or ecosystems here in the Philippines that are preserved and protected at talaga namang hindi pinapupuntahan ng mga tao, or kung pinupupuntahan man, very minimal lamang or very regulated. Kasi naman we are trying to protect the ecosystem itself, the trees in there, the living organisms, the animals that are present in there, of course, the natural resources. Kung meron mang mga tubig doon, water that is potable, na pwede nating inumin, talaga namang they are really conserving and preserving that area. Okay? And this was regulated or promulgated through the Executive Order 192, created the Parks and Wildlife Bureau to consolidate government efforts to conserve biological diversity in the protected area system. So ano-ano ba yung protected area na under sa IPAS, especially here in Davao region? For sure, you are very familiar of these. No? Meron pakita na example sa inyo dito. And for sure, some of you have gone already in these places. First, we have the Aliwagwag Falls. Ayan, saan ba nakikita ang Aliwagwag Falls? Sa Katiil, Davao Oriental. Ayan. The Aliwagwag Protected Landscape is a protected area that preserves a major drainage catchment in the southern Philippine island of Mindanao in the Davao region, specifically in the Davao Oriental. Ayan, talagang it is preserved and protected. Siyempre, it is not only the falls, no? Kung may falls, syempre may river doon. Kung may tubig, merong mga living organisms doon. At syempre kung may land, meron ding mga puno na nandoon. And in that certain trees, there are other living species living in that certain area. Kaya naman that area is considered as protected. Okay? Second, in the list, we have here the Mount Apo Natural Park. I know some of you have gone in there. So forested conservation area with the region's highest elevation inhabited by indigenous tribes. Ay, in this area, dito sa Mount Apo Natural Park, sobrang daming mga species of plants na hindi natin basta-basta makikita kung saan-saan. Meron ding endemic lamang dito lang sa Pilipinas nakikita. Not only plants but as well as animals. At syempre, meron ding nanirahan dito ng ang ating Philippine monkey, what do you call that one? The Philippine monkey eating eagle or ating Philippine eagle, which is our national bird. Syempre, no, our Philippine eagle are considered as endangered species, no? Kukonti na lang ang kanilang bilang kasi some of them are being hunted, no? Kanang ginapana, ginabaril. So, hindi ko maintindihan bakit nila ginagawa yun, and that is one of the reasons bakit kumonti ang kanilang bilang. And we are very lucky, no, because we have the organization Friends of Philippine Eagle, and of course here in Davao City, meron tayo there in Malagos, syempre, and it is also a good news na meron tayo nakikita talaga na namumuhay in a natural habitat yung hindi sila captivated. Okay, so hopefully that we could maintain, no, and increase their numbers. Kaya naman, itong Mount Apo Natural Park is really a conserved and preserved area, protected area, categorized by the DENR here in the Davao region. So aside from that, meron pa akong last two dito. We have ayan, medyo nag-load siya. Ayan, we have the Marine Turtle Sanctuary in Punta Dumalag in Matina, Davao City. Or are you aware na merong ganito dito sa Davao City? I think this is the only white sand yata dito sa Davao City here in Punta Dumalag. And that is a Marine Turtle Sanctuary. Okay? The local government of Davao City created the Marine Turtle Protection and Conservation Task Force purposely for marine turtle conservation and protection. The sanctuary engages, no? Ayan, the tagging and rescuing of illegal capture of these sea turtles. Kasi no, they are considered as endangered species also itong mga sea turtles. And dito sa Punta Tumalag, it is really the natural breeding site. No, diyan talaga natural na nangingitlog ang ating mga sea turtles. There is a certain season in a year na the sea turtles lay their eggs in that area. And of course, the hatching percentage or the hatching success of these eggs of the sea turtles is about 93%. So sobrang taas niyan. And it is really a great help for us to increase the number of sea turtles in our ocean. Okay? Ayan siya. And syempre, no, itong mga sea turtles, they are one of the very vulnerable pagdating sa mga sea pollution, especially yung mga plastic, 'di ba? Isa sa mga kinakain ng mga sea turtles natin is yung jellyfish. And ang itsura ng jellyfish medyo transparent. So kung meron mang plastic na transparent na palutang-lutang doon, baka akalain ng sea turtle na na jellyfish at kainin niya, 'di ba? And ayaw nating mangyari 'yun. So anong mangyayari kapag na-ingest niya o baka mamatay, 'di ba? And we don't want that to happen. So, isa 'yan sa mga malaking epekto talaga ng water pollution. Pagtapo natin ng basura kung saan-saan. Diba? Noon pa man, even elementary, we are being taught kung ano dapat ang gagawin sa mga basura natin. We try to segregate them. Diba? Meron tayong biodegradable, may non-biodegradable. Meron din tayong mga reusables. Diba? Ginasegregate natin yan. Pero anong nangyari as we grow up? Parang nakalimutan na ata. Diba? So we have to practice that one every day kahit sa ganun lang mang paraan, 'di ba? Magkaroon tayo ng contribution in terms of protecting, conserving our environment. Okay, another example of a protected area here in Davao region is the Mabini Protected Landscape and Seascape. This is a terrestrial and marine protected area established in 2000 to protect ecologically all the natural habitats here in the Davao Gulf. Ayan siya. So located itong Mabini sa Davao de Oro. Okay, so these are some of the protected areas in Davao region which is under the IPAS, which is one of the projects lang ha. Isa lang ito sa mga projects ng Department of Environment and Natural Resources. Ito protection and conservation and preservation of these certain environments. So aside from that, madami pa ding mga activities ang ating DENR. Aside from the government, meron din tayong mga non-government organizations who are also doing nag-volunteer sila for them to protect our environment. Gaya na lang kanina, our first speaker, he is a member of the Davao Youth for Green Environment, which is the DCYGE. So that's also one of the most successful non-government organizations that we have here in Davao City in terms of protecting, conserving, and preserving our environment. So aside from that, meron din tayong iba. We have the Worldwide Fund for Nature. The name of the organization says it all. Their project don't only focus on food, water, and climate, but on wildlife as well. So ayan siya. So we have also here, Save Philippine Seas. Our country is surrounded by seas. It's only up for us to protect them so they can protect us from possible harm. Part of the advocacy of Save Philippines is to promote community empowerment, environmental education, and kasali na rin doon ang shark conservation. Ayan, kasi meron kasing ibang tao na pinapatay ang mga shark. Na para sa kanila, it's like a trophy for them na makapatay ng shark. No, hindi, wala man unta ng hilabot, di ba? Ayan. So aside from that, meron pa tayong iba. Okay, we have another two. Okay, let's try. Kasi parang medyo nag-load siya. Ayan. So to our students, no, you try also to participate in these different organizations, no, that are really helping to protect our environment. Kung hindi man makasali in these, big organizations, start within your school or within your locality. Yung mga ganyan. O di kaya, mismong Supreme Student Government ninyo, for sure, the SSG has an advocacy when it comes to protecting our environment, because it is one of the core values of the Department of Education, which is ayan. So another group or organization, we have the Greenpeace Philippines. Main goal of Greenpeace is to protect natural landscapes, species, and more from environmental threats such as perilous waste imports, coal projects, and illegal logging. So yan yung folks nila. And lastly, last example, we have here Mother Earth Foundation. Garbage is among the top enemies of nature. To address this alarming concern, Mother Earth Foundation campaigns zero waste advocacy. To local authorities, they hold programs in schools and barangays to promote environmental education and of course proper waste management. Sobrang importante 'yan. At yung zero waste advocacy, so syempre no, as much as possible, ito dapat we have to practice this. I-practice natin yung single-use plastic. 'Di ba kung mag-grocery tayo, magdala na lang tayo ng eco bags, 'di ba? Para hindi na ipapasok doon sa cellophane yung mga pinamili mo. 'Di ba? Pwede naman yung ganyan. O di kaya kung mamalengke ka, magdala ka ng bayong. If you go to school for face-to-face classes, instead of buying bottled waters, magdala ka ng tumbler. 'Di ba? Kasi nagagamit yun everyday. Hindi mo tinatapon yung tumbler mo, 'di ba? And kasi kung gagamit tayo ng more plastic, more and more, dadami ang garbage, it will cause pollution to our land, pati na rin sa water, pati na rin sa air. Okay? So those are some of the environmental organizations in the Philippines that advocates for environmental conservation and preservation. So let's now proceed to our last question, and that is, what are the ways for us to conserve and protect our environment? For sure, alam ko, our students, our listeners, or viewers right now in our live stream, they may find this very cliche, pabalik-balik na lang, kahit noong bata pa sila sinasabi na ito sa kanila, pero are we really practicing this one? Na-practice ba talaga natin dito? Okay, comment sa ating comment section. Ano-ano ba yung mga ginagawa nyo? Your simple ways for you to help our environment be conserved and preserved, as well as to be protected. Sige nga, isulat nyo sa comment section mamaya kasi mamimili ako ng students mamaya. I will pick 5 students and then kung sino yung mapili ko na may magandang sagot, I will be giving them a prize, a load. Ayan, mamaya magbibigay ako ng 50 pesos worth of load. Ayan, I will just communicate later sa inyo kung sino yung mapipili. Ayan, so please comment now, what are your ways, simple ways for you to conserve and preserve the environment? Okay, we have some examples here. Number 1, bike more, drive less. Ayan, during the pandemic, sobrang nauso talaga ang biking, no? Madaming na-engage sa biking, which is really a good example for a lot of people. Kapag pupunta ka sa, let's say for example, kaya lang siyang i-bike, so mag-bike ka na lang instead of driving your car or whatever, di ba? Pero kung wala ka namang bike, so syempre mas advisable if you will commute, di ba? If you will commute, syempre mas lessen yung number of cars sa daan. And mas less ang maproproduce na smoke which contains gases that could be harmful to our atmosphere and could contribute to global warming na naman. Doon naman tayo papunta sa global warming. Okay? Another example, okay? We have, ayan. Trees, plant a tree. Trees provide food and oxygen. They help save energy, clean the air, and help combat climate change. Ayan no, kung merong pagkakataon na pwede kang makaplant ng tree, ay mag-participate ka, you plant a tree. Iba yung mabibigay na fulfillment sa iyo if you plant a tree. Hindi ko alam, parang I feel like I am a superhero as if I saved the earth. Parang ganun yung feeling, di ba? And nakaka-happy kasi nakakatulong ka in terms of, in conserving and protecting our environment. So there are a lot of organizations who are doing these tree planting activities. In fact, here in Mabini, we will be doing that one in this coming May 25. So hopefully na patuloy siya and we will be having a tree planting here in Davao City. And of course, kung wala mang opportunity para makaplant kayo ng tree, you may also, kahit mag-plant ka na ng kahit anong halaman, dyan sa inyong bakuran, o kung pwede bang magtanim ng puno, may space ba dyan, magtanim ka. 'Di ba? Kahit a single plant can absorb carbon dioxide. Okay? Lahat naman ng plant nag-absorb ng carbon dioxide kasi lahat nag-undergo ng photosynthesis. Okay? Another example is, educate. When you further your own education, you can help others understand the importance and value of our natural resources. To those people who attended this webinar. So, wag niyong panatilihin yung mga natutunan niyo dito sa inyong utak lang. So, syempre, you have to walk your talk. Syempre, you have to make an action. At after you make an action, you share your knowledge to other people. You influence your classmates, you influence your friends, you influence your families in terms of conserving and protecting our environment. Okay? Aside from educating, volunteer. Ayan, volunteer for cleanups in your community. You can get involved in protecting your watershed too. Ayan, so mag-volunteer ka. Pero kung wala namang masyadong mga organizations na malapit sa inyo, you do your own volunteering dyan sa inyong bahay. Maglinis ka ng bakuran mo, you unclog yung kanal ninyo, magtanim ka. Pero kung may opportunity ka naman, di sumali ka. Kasi sobrang daming organizations na talagang gumagawa ng mga clean-up activity, mga tree planting activities. Ayan yung mga coastal clean-up, madaming ganyan, di ba? Siyempre, for sure, if you are part of the Supreme Student Government or if you're part of a certain school or institution, for sure si SSG meron siyang mga programang ganyan, mga clean-ups. Magsimula ka sa school ninyo. You try to clean the surrounding of your school. You plant more trees o di kaya mga iba't ibang halaman. Of course, not only to beautify, but to make your environment green and promote or to absorb more carbon dioxide. May you notice, kapag sobrang daming trees, parang hapsay or masyadong mapayapa sa pakiramdam and masyadong, you can breathe fresh air. Hindi ko alam kung ako lang ba, pero that's what I notice every time madaming puno, madaming halaman sa paligid. Okay? Aside from volunteering, Of course, meron ding conserve water. Kahit nung elementary ka pa, sinasabihan ka na ng teacher mo sa grade 1, o wag mag-aksaya ng tubig. O bakit wag mag-aksaya ng tubig? Siyempre, our water is a natural resource and has to be conserved kasi baka umabot tayo sa point na wala na tayong water na iinumin. So kapag, hindi naman ginagamit ang faucet, so syempre, i-close mo, di ba? So automatic na yan siya. Aside from that, shop wisely, buy less plastic, and bring a reusable shopping bag. Gaya ng sabi ko kanina, magdala ka na lang ng eco bag. At kung maaari, yung mga pambibilhin mo, yung hindi masyado, wag masyadong madaming plastic, di ba? Meron naman tayo mga products ngayon na yung yung packaging niya is eco-friendly. Ayan, so yun yung mga bibilihin nyo. Okay? And aside from that, meron pa tayo dito, don't send chemicals into our waterways. Choose non-toxic chemicals in the home and office. Ayan, kasi delikado ito siya. For example, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, there are harmful chemicals that could cause harm to our fishes, sa ating mga iba pang living organisms, not only in the water, pati na rin sa ating land area. For example, yung mga insects, pinapatay yung insect natin. For example, we have our plants, no? Mga insecticide. Pero kailangan tayong maging careful sa ginagamit natin na chemical kasi baka, for example, you have a dog, baka ma-ingest niya, so it could cause harm. So ayan. So kailangan maging maingat tayo. Another is that, long-lasting light bulbs are a bright idea. Energy-efficient light bulbs reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Also, flip the light switch off when you leave the room. So ayan, so kailangan kung merong ilaw na hindi naman kailangan, kung maliwanag naman dyan sa inyo, so wag na i-on ang ilaw. Okay? Oh, ayan. Merong nag-comment dito from Ruwani. Baktas gikan sa balay instead of taking a motor kay doon lang man ang balay sa school. Oh, maka-exercise ka pa, maka-help ka pa sa air natin. Oh, very good. Totoo naman talaga. Meron din dito, not patronizing use of plastic bags and packaging. Microstep, gradually macro impact. Ay, correct. Parang pang Miss Earth yung yung sagot ni nakalimutan yung name niya. Okay, we have another one, proper disposal of garbage. Reuse, recycle. Okay, thank you so much from Mary Rose Ligid Libarios. Ayan. So going back here, kailangan nating i-off natin ang ating mga ilaw kung hindi gagamitin. Kung pwede, kung meron kayo mga solar lamps or solar light na pwedeng gamitin para all you need to do is to expose it in sunlight para paggabi automatic na siyang iilaw. Then you will no longer be consuming any electricity or energy from that. Kasi natural yun eh. Galing yun sa sunlight and it does not contribute to the pollution in air. Okay? So ayan siya. Aside from that, meron pa tayo dito. Busin na natin ito lahat. Dali tayong say no to single-use plastic. Of course, sabi ko na ito kanina. So as much as possible, sa mga sa parang kung mag-order ka ng, for example, you will order sa isang fast food chain through Grab or let's say Foodpanda, ganyan, sabihin mo na lang sa driver, i-note mo doon na wag na pasalihan ng ng plastic spoon and fork. Kasi meron ka namang spoon and fork sa bahay eh. Oh, edi naka-reduce ka pa sa sa plastics na gagamitin. Okay? Kapag mag-grocery, gamit ka ng eco bags. Ayan. And turn off and unplug devices that aren't being used. Ayan, automatic na yan siya, no? Kailangan gawain natin yan. Kasi kung hindi mo naman i-unplug, edi tataas ang kuryente nyo, di ba? So kailangan talagang i-unplug. Another, we have separate your garbage. Ito, gaya ng sabi ko kanina. Kailangan mong i-segregate ang iyong mga basura. Biodegradable, non-biodegradable, meron ding iba doon yung parang especially right now during the pandemic, we are trying to separate the toxic materials na pwedeng, anong tawag dyan? I forgot the name, basta yung mga materials or mga basura, for example, yung ginamit natin na mask, okay, doon natin nilalagay. We try to separate them kasi maaring maging what you call that one, maari siya maging cause para mapakalat pa yung virus. So kailangan we have to contaminate it in a certain area. Okay, to contain it rather in a certain area or in a certain bin. Okay, so separate your garbage. Another one, reduce, reuse, recycle. O ito, cut down on what you throw away. Follow the 3 R's to conserve natural resources and landfill spaces. Kung pwede pang gamitin, i-reuse mo. O di kaya kung pwede siyang i-innovate o gumawa ka ng something to innovate using that reusable items. Diba? Huwag kang bili ng bili. Kung pwede pang gamitin mo. Okay? Huwag masyado taging focus sa aesthetic. We need to focus on the usage of a certain material. Okay? Doon, 3 R's siya, pero ngayon, nagiging na siyang 7 R's. So let me present to you the 7 R's. Meron tayo ditong reduce. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng reduce? Reduce consumption and become conscious whether we really need it or not. This is the best way to help the environment. O ayan, reduce. Meron din tayong reuse. Transform stuff without throwing it into something useful like arts and crafts. Encourages us to use items again instead of buying new or throwing them away. Ayan, alam na natin itong reduce and reuse. At ang sunod, for sure, alam natin to, this is recycle. Be creative and reuse packaging for other uses. Siyempre, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, ito, kasi naging 7 R's na siya. Siguro most of you do not know this, pero meron iba na alam nila. O ito, this is repurpose. Repurposing is something called upcycling since the materials are not broken down to be recycled, rather are being added for better use. O ito yung sabi ko kanina, you try to innovate out of that material. Kung pwede kang makakreate ng something reusable out of that lumang material, then gawin mo. Diba? For example, yung mga yung mga plastic cups, pwede mong lagyan ng mga pens mo, diba? Instead of buying a container na pwedeng lagyan ng pencils or ball pens, why not using plastic cups na pwede naman siyang paglagyan, diba? Aside from repurpose, meron din tayong tinatawag na refuse. O ano naman itong refuse? Refuse single-use plastics and non-recycling packaging. Ayan, yun yung sabi ko kanina. So as much as possible, huwag na tayong gumamit ng mga single-use plastics. Ayun, huwag na tayong gumamit ng mga plastic na mga kutsara, tinidor, mga baso, at syempre yung mga straw, no? Di ba napansin natin sa, for example, kung mag-coffee ka sa mga coffee shops like in Starbucks, or in green coffee, hindi na plastic yung ginagamit nila. Some of them are using eco-friendly straws. Some of them are encouraging you to have a metal straw. Ayan. Tapos ngayon sa mga fast food naman, fast food chains, wala ng straw. All you need to do is to drink it directly from the cup. Ayan. So kailangan we have to get used to it kasi this is a simple way for us to help our environment. And another one, meron din tayong tinatawag na rethink. Step back and think before you buy what this means for the environment. Buy less products that do the least harm to the environment. Huwag kang bili ng bili. Lalo na yung mga items na hindi mo naman kailangan. So huwag kang bili ng bili. You know what? One of the things that I realize right now is the less is better. No? Mas mapayapa, hindi ka parang it discourages you para maging makalat, especially sa kwarto mo. The less things, the less materials you have in your table, mas organized ka. So yun ang talaga yung mga kailangan mo lang bilhin. Kasi meron kasing iba na meron pa siyang ballpen, pero maisipan niya, ay gusto kong bumili ulit ng ballpen. Bakit? Meron ka pa namang ballpen. So gamitin mo, as long as it is still reusable, then gamitin mo. Pero kung ayaw mo na talaga siyang gamitin, then ibigay mo sa mga nangangailangan. Diba? You try to donate it. Pwedeng gano'n, diba? And lastly, this is what we call rot. Okay? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng rot? Transform organic waste into a nutrient-rich soil amendment. O yung mga nabubulok. Okay? Yung mga nabubulok natin, instead of throwing it in the garbage bin, kasi ito sa mga reason bakit nangangamoy ang ating basurahan 'di ba? Kasi these itong mga nabubulok na mga, let's say for example, pagkain or other things na mga nabubulok, they are being consumed by bacteria. And one of the byproducts of the bacteria is the smell. Kaya meron tayong smell na naaamoy out of these nabubulok or degradable na mga na mga bagay. Let's say for example, our food. Instead of throwing it in the bin, gumawa tayo ng compost pit. Ayan, I'm sure you are very familiar of this kasi kahit elementary, ginagawa nila ito. You make a compost pit, you try to dig in the magdig ka sa inyong lupa, tapos ilagay mo doon yung mga nabubulok na mga pagkain, yung iba pang mga biodegradable materials, kasi it could be a good fertilizer or pampataba sa lupa. In another way of practicing rot is that pwede ka din gumawa, you try to put in a plastic bag or in a plastic container rather, ilagay mo dun yung mga nabubulok, lagyan mo ng lupa, tapos you try to set it for how many days or weeks. Tapos after that one, meron ka ng pampataba. You may use that one, ilagay mo doon sa iyong mga halaman para mas lumago pa ang iyong plant. Diba? So instead of throwing it, mga moy, so why not do rot? Okay? Try to do a compost pit. Okay? So kapag meron tayong healthy ecosystems, clean our water, purify our air, maintain our soil, regulate the climate, recycle nutrients, and provide us with food, they provide raw materials and resources for medicines and other purposes. And they are the foundation of all civilization and sustain our economies. Lahat ng pangangailangan natin, kinukuha natin sa ating environment. Paano kung nasira siya? That's why there is really a need for us to do conservation and preservation of our environment. Hopefully that you learned something out of my discussion this afternoon. And thank you so much for watching and listening our webinar this afternoon. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much to our facilitators and to all our watchers. And of course to the students, the Dabawen youths. Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Jello, no? So it was totally an eye-opening discussion. So conserving and preserving flora and fauna is totally a must because the ecosystem is crucial not only for the sake para sa generation natin today, no, but for future generations to come as well. Now, kanina, something that I picked up along Sir Jello's presentation kanina, discussion niya, was that the different type of animals na possibility na pwede sa buksa lang natin siya ma-appreciate, diba, Sir Jello? So, I think this was last week. Nakita ko to sa, I think, nakalimutan ko na kung saan yon. Basta may there was a newscaster. Sinabi niya that the Philippine Warty pig, or commonly known as baboy ramo, emerged in Mount Apo recently about a week ago, which is actually classified as a vulnerable or considered as high risk of extinction nga, kasi due to their decreasing population. According to the DENR, they said that this indicates a progressive natural recovery of the peak area. So same as Sir Russell kanina, no, that there are different organizations then, especially here in the region, advocating towards environment and conservation and preservation, sir. So talagang makikita natin dito that there is still improvement, no matter how small, as long as we get to appreciate it and we still strive the best para mapa-improve natin yung kalagayan ng ating environment. Diba, Sir Jello?
Yes, that's right, Miss Kim. So kaya naman to all our students, so let's try to help even in our small ways, no? Sa bahay natin, magsisimula talaga yan sa bahay natin. Let's do some things na pwedeng maka-help to protect our environment.
Alright, thank you so much, Sir Jello. Oy, tama nga pala, Sir Jello, kasi diba, nag-mention ka kanina to 50 pesos na load by answering the question na what are the ways now to conserve and protect the environment. Comment your answers below. So, sir, we've had a lot of mga answers kanina. I'm sure na some that you've read and marami dito sa ating comment section. So, I hope, guys, stay tuned kayo kung sino yung mananalo sa ating 50 pesos worth of load to be given to us by Sir Jello. Ayan, thank you so much, Sir Jello. Okay. Ayan, so with that, sir, we would, at this point, we would like to give you the certificate of appreciation. Okay, so this is the citation. Okay. This certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to Sir Angelo Renz Angelo D. Calzada as the resource speaker of environment conservation and preservation for his momentous insights, experiences, and knowledge shared with the attendees of the webinar entitled A Call for Climate Action 2022 webinar campaign with the theme Nature Ready, ready to take a step to save Mother Earth through a virtual seminar. Given this 29th of April 2022, signed by our regional director, Sir Alan G. Farnazo. All right, and that was again Sir Renz Angelo D. Calzada, the SSG advisor and also the senior high school special science teacher of Mabini National High School, Davao City Division. All right, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay. So, kanina pala no, sa ating comment section, may nakita kasi ako kanina na nag-comment nag-comment siya dito sa ating comment section. So, guys, nakita natin si Federated President of the Schools Division Office of Digos City kanina, si Miss Noveline Jean Dakay during sa Bike More, Drive Less na present ni Sir Jello natin kanina. Sinabi niya, tamification. Nag-comment siya dun, sir, sa Bike More, Drive Less. Sinabi niya, tamification daw. Kanya, speaking of sa sinabi ni Sir Jello, the next clip we are about to watch is the campaign launching video featuring the campaign of Digos City National High School, Digos City Division entitled Pajak School, which is a no-cost campaign wherein students are encouraged to utilize their bikes for their menial travel, such as getting their learning materials in school with the purpose of helping the bio environment. So yung rationale nila is the air pollution has become a serious threat. The modern activities are altering our atmosphere at an unprecedented scale. This has an impact not only here in the Philippines but also to the entire world. Now, in order to better address this problem and find viable and sustainable solution, the Coordinating Council of Digos City National High School incited relevant and fundamental activities to be carried out during the current academic year 2021-2022. The said Coordinating Council will be conducting an activity that students will make use of their bikes to go to school to get learning materials. So yes, this totally has relevance, no? Kasi nga ika nga sa yung presentation ni Sir kanina, bike more, drive less. So we're hoping to see the campaign launching video in a short moment.